on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I'm Jeffrey Cooperstein. Just wanted to get you guys a little video on my off day here. I wanted to talk about a topic that has been surrounding Mavericks Twitter and NBA Twitter in general. And the question is Luka Doncic a good defender? After last night's blowout of the New Orleans Pelicans where the Mavs won by 41, by the way, we had a really fun time on the watch party last night. So if you want more Mavs watch parties, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But Luka played really good defense last night in a game where the Mavs won and they got their first 3-game winning streak of the season and put them above 500 on the year at 8-7. We all saw the game against Utah where Luka had 2 absurdly bad lapses in just brain lapses on defense, where one, he just lets Colin Sexton go right by him and lets him shoot a wide open jump shot, and then on the last play of the game where he just forgot who he was guarding, he let John Collins slide right behind him for the dunk. I really think that is the outlier as opposed to what Luka is more commonly perceived as, which is a bad defender, a cone, whatever word you want to describe him as. I really don't think Luka is that bad of a defender. He had 3 steals the other night as well. I believe last season he was top 10 in steals. He has it in him to be a good defender. I think there are a couple of factors that really give Luka an edge on defense. Number one is his basketball IQ. I think him and Jokic have the 2 highest basketball IQs in the NBA right now, and Luka uses that to his advantage. He knows where he is supposed to be at all times on the defensive end, and he absolutely does use that to his advantage. He gets into the passing lanes. He uses his 6'8", 230 frame to deflect balls, to just get into those passing lanes and create steals, which is something he's pretty good at. He is the Mavs' best stealer of the basketball, so to speak. And look, he's a good on-ball defender for the most part. I think that's the perception that really just doesn't get enough credit for, because you see those clips on Twitter, and we know that NBA Twitter and the NBA nowadays is such a highlight driven league that people just see that and they're like, oh, Luka's the worst defender in the NBA. I know I got really frustrated personally with him when that whole thing happened, and when he basically cost them that game against Utah, who is a team that the Mavericks simply should not be losing to. So there are absolutely frustrations that Luka has on the defensive end that we all see that he needs to, get out of his system. But at the end of the day, I do think he's a good defender. I'm not calling him the best defender on the Mavs by any means, but I think he's a good defender. He just needs to do it more consistently and in those big games where it matters most. I want to ask you guys, though, do you think Luka is a good defender? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. And I do want to tell you guys about our sponsor today, which of course is PrizePicks. Join over 10 million active users and sign up today. And PrizePicks also has the Flex Play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. And you can still double your money even if your picks doesn't hit. And now withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. So when your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. And PrizePicks now offers Venmo. I know I use Venmo all the time for quick and easy deposits and withdrawals into your account this sports season. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get that $50 bonus when you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even need to win to receive that bonus. It is guaranteed. And PrizePicks also offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesday, for example, where they pick a certain player to have discounted projections. So it'll be like more than half a point for Luka Doncic on any given night or whatever like that. They do that every single week to give you guys even more value for your lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play that first $5 lineup. PrizePicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS to get that $50 bonus. It is PrizePicks. Run your game. One thing I wanted to talk about before we head on out of here is the Mavs closing lineup. People are asking, should Luka even be in this closing lineup? If the Mavs have a defensive possession, they're up 1 with 5 seconds left, who should be in that lineup? I think it's pretty obvious who it should be. Luka Doncic, Quentin Grimes, Klay Thompson, either PJ Washington or Naji Marshall, and Derek Lively. You can argue that Naji Marshall should be in there over, I guess, Klay or Luka, but in my opinion, I think you have to put Luka out there because of his big body, his ability to rebound. He is the best rebounder on the Mavericks, not even the second best rebounder on the Mavericks. I think you have to have him out there, man. And I know there are some who just don't trust his defensive lapse after that Utah game. And I completely understand that because you see that he just has these lapses in concentration or lapses in effort that make no sense for a guy who is as good as Luka is. But I really believe in the heart of hearts that he is an above average to good defender. And hopefully that game against the Jazz kind of sparked him and woke him up because he really needed it, to be honest with you. He took the day off against Oklahoma City. He didn't even travel with the team up there. And it seems like he's come back refreshed and rested and is playing with good effort and intensity on both ends of the floor. I won't go as far to say he's a true two-way player like prime Kawhi Leonard or prime Paul George or whatever have you, but he participates on the defensive end, and that's all Jason Kidd asked him to do is simply participate. I think he's more versatile than he's given credit for on defense. He can guard fours, he can guard threes, he can even guard some bigger twos as well. You don't want him going up against the quick guys like the De'Aaron Foxes and the Tyrese Maxeys of the world, but you can have him play against the bigger, bulky guys who like to use their physicality because that's what he is good at. Look, the Mavs need Luka to be a good defender throughout this season. They can't have the games like Utah more than once in a season because if they do, they're going to lose some games that they shouldn't, like they did against that 2-8 Jazz team. When you have a full and engaged Luka, you get the game like you got against the New Orleans Pelicans where he ends up having a few steals. He ends up making some plays on that end, has a block or two, gets out in transition. And a stat that I saw on the broadcast the other night, which is something I really like, Luka leads the NBA in points off of turnovers, and that means he's getting the ball, he's going coast to coast, and he's laying it in. The Mavs need Luka to do that and get out and run in fast break. It allows them to play faster when they create turnovers. It gets them open shots on the other end of the floor, and it makes things that much easier for the rest of the team. So the Mavs really, look, at the end of the day, I don't think Luka's a bad defender. I think he has lapses in judgment and in effort and in just concentration. If he takes those out of his game and, of course, takes out the technical fouls, he got another one the other night, the Mavs are going to be just fine on that defensive end. I appreciate you guys listening to me yap for about 8 minutes or so on the whole Luka Doncic thing. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up icon if you haven't already. And we'll be back soon with another episode of Mavericks Today. I'll see you guys later.